Hi. Oh, did
Hi.
it? Oh, it did. It went to red.
Were you frozen there for a second?
No,
Nope.
I was trying to make sure there's so much stuff now in front of me. The call recorder and this and the thing and the. Here we are.
Look at this. There's the thing that says react. Look, I'll react with a heart.
Oh wait, shit. Aw, I love it. Can I do that too?
Oh shit, hard. Damn it.
All right. Here we go. Anniversary episode.
Yep, you got
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it
it.
is.
The gusto
Oh wait,
with which
shit.
you started.
Hold on.
Oh, I better turn
Hold
down
on.
my levels.
No, wait.
They are.
Here's what you got to do. We got to re-record
Start
that
over.
shit.
Great. Okay.
Because
And
I had
done.
some other shit.
And
that
I'll
I
back
forgot.
up, and you let me know.
Because I told you he was messing with shit, so that mess shit was on here. Okay.
Oh, he's such a mess.
All right. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do I usually start with 5 or do I usually start with 3?
Oh my God, Jamie.
I don't care. I started recording. Did you start?
Happy 7th anniversary. You start with 5 every time. Wait. Yeah, you start with 5 every time.
Okay, good.
Wow. Every time.
7 years in. Who knows?
And
It's always
and
full of
I
surprises.
don't even know how many times we probably said that starting an episode in 7 years.
Because we're awesome.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Most
7
of our
years.
listeners already know that that's not true. But if this is your first time listening, maybe we just fooled you. Oh. Well, we haven't, you know what? We haven't really started the episode anyway.
Okay, this is true.
This is just for patrons, and patrons, there's another way to get the show now. I keep saying we're on YouTube, so look for us.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've officially launched.
No,
Is that correct?
I don't.
I do have a question for you, and I don't know if you took note of how long the movie was that you watched.
I did.
Oh, you
Kind
did?
of. Kind of. Well, I had to watch it in 2 parts, and I'm glad I did.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
And I think it was like almost
was
2
your answer
hours.
going to be too long?
Yeah, well,
No, I'm curious because I know there are different cuts. I watched something which is called the International Cut,
oh.
and it was almost 2 hours.
Yeah,
But
mine
then
was almost 2 hours.
All right, I saw another one that was like an hour 40.
No, mine was almost 2 hours.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It was very distracting though, because as I was watching, I was like, "Well, yeah, you could cut this, and you could cut this." Like I was trying
Oh,
to
because you knew
imagine-
ahead of time that there was a shorter
Yes,
version?
I was like,
Okay.
I was trying to imagine. It was very distracting, just trying to imagine like what was cut to make this like almost 20 minutes shorter.
You think some of the zombies getting flopped around to UK, maybe?
Do you mean like the end of that movie?
Yeah.
When it turns into a zombie movie?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That guy drives through a zombie movie for a very long time
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
of this.
London's in bad shape. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot, I think, to say about this movie.
Okay.
I'm going to say some positive.
Okay.
Some I think are easy changes to actually make this a whole
shift
lot
it.
better.
Okay. All right. You got some constructive criticism. Okay. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's start it. Let's.
No, let's get into
Let's do
just
it.
saying Haley's comment. Oh my God, that framed picture of what's his name, Haley, that they have in.
Oh
this.
yeah.
I think it was in the bathroom too. All right, so this movie starts and the music with the titles is intense.
Oh, it's the London Symphony Orchestra.
Yes.
It's like right away we're like, all right. That's why. So
It's Henry
okay.
Mancini music. Like this is
Yeah.
big. Like this is Toby Hooper again taking all of his poltergeist money and saying, I'm gonna use this in the most strange way possible. Let me
From
dump
ghosts
a
to
ton of
aliens.
it.
Let's get cray.
I'm gonna dump most of it into music and like puppets. And then, I don't know, we'll like take some shrinky dinks of astronauts and put them like in front of a painted
Oh yeah, that
background.
was kind of fun to watch them float around.
It looks, yeah, that looks
Um,
really silly.
what? So I didn't know this movie beforehand, and you sent me the image of the naked alien girl, and I thought it was going to be like a raunchy naked girl, 80s, just silly goofball, I just didn't. And so about not even 5 minutes in, because they drop a lot of information on us right from the start. You get the London Symphony Orchestra for the opening, and then all of a sudden, poof, you've got like a pocket of information dropped on you. And not like Star Wars style where you can read it and it's written. No. This is like so I had to stop and start it over because I was like, oh wait, I have to get in the right mindset for this movie. This is like put your thinking cap on movie, not a naked Anyway.
Right. For long stretches in this, you could have just put in your notes, womp naked.
Slow naked stroll. Her slow naked stroll is incredible. And I have to say, it's amazing that nobody could stop her when she's walking out of I know she's smashing windows and killing people with her stare, but she walks so slowly and so nakedly out of the building.
Everyone's so unassuming. The reactions by people in this movie are also things that don't make any sense. When they see all those dead vampire bats that are the size of humans,
they touch them.
Of those people is like, holy shit, like we gotta get out. No, they're breaking wings off of them and stuff.
I was like, don't touch.
They're all just floating. You are surrounded by hundreds. The one guy says thousands of giant bats. You need to leave immediately.
Just back it up. Yeah, don't get any closer. And then some other object is flying, orbiting around your ship, looking like it's going to suck it up.
Are like, I don't know. It's opening, kind of like an umbrella. Like, none of you people should be shitting
Fly
your pants.
out. Look, reverse, abort mission. Scoop up these dudes or leave them with the bats. I don't care, but we got to get out of the comet.
So it really does start with this space shuttle. I just love this space shuttle. Like
Churchill?
It just makes me, like when I was a kid, like that's what people went to space in, and you just always saw pictures of space shuttles. It was nice to see them. So it's a space shuttle, but with these like big long wings. I don't know what is on the side of this. But they are studying Halley's Comet.
Yeah.
So I don't know, how often does that come around? 70 some years?
I'm not an astronaut. I don't know.
I'm not an astronaut. The only people that know that are astronauts. So they're there to study this thing. And as they kind of get close, they're like, hey, I think there's a spaceship hidden inside the Halley's Comet.
Yeah, a very phallic-looking spaceship, might I add.
Yes, this movie's just all How about that sword that just looks like a giant dildo? It's amazing. All right, so they're like, we got to go check this out. Even though they lose radio contact with, I'm going to say Earth, they go in to check this out. And they have half of the crew get on their little space suits, and they go out. And like we said, they find, like, I don't know. I think they say this ship's like 2 miles long.
Oh yeah, they keep saying how long it is. I forget, but it's. Yeah, they say how long it is. They managed
to go in and find, as we said, like giant bats.
Yeah. It's trippy when they go in too, because the ship itself is kind of cavernous. It looks like a cave, and they're like you said, they're these weird astronaut dudes. Not in your typical. There's something different about their astronaut suits. Am I right? Wasn't there like a weird thing on the side? Like it doesn't look like a NASA suit. It definitely looks like a British NASA suit. Maybe I'll say. Like it's just a little bit different.
The British are like, all right. Let's just stick this jobber here right on the.
It's got to look different from the Americans, right? So we just put that right there. There's not enough of these British accents in this movie.
Trademark.
That's all. That's terrible. That's Southern.
I like when they go to see the Prime Minister and he's like, would you guys like some tea?
Oh my God.
Wait. I'm like, the city is exploding.
The Prime Minister's the best though, because he's infected too, and he's like, I gotta talk to that lady over there. Come here. He's like, come here. I love it. All right,
that's a really funny part of the movie because they kind of are just like, let's go meet the Prime Minister. Yeah. And by the end, they're just like backing.
We're getting out of here. Yep. Prime Minister's infected. We got to get out of here. No, but they are these astronauts in these, we'll call them British astronaut suits, floating oddly around this other spaceship. And you're right, they find these weird bat things that they touch for some reason, and it breaks when they touch them. And they
this is
cover one
very
up.
much-
They're going to
yeah.
take one back with them, so they cover it
They
up.
cover it up with a net.
Yeah.
It's not even like they put a giant plastic bag over this, and because it's like,
Well, they got to study it.
what
you
kind
know?
of space diseases? You don't know. You can't
Space
take
diseases.
What? No, Jamie.
Well, they're
come
in a
on.
suit, though. They're covered in a suit. How are they going to get space diseases? They're suited.
They're putting this thing in a net, and they're going to bring it back to the ship.
Well, listen, there was a lot probably of protocols that should have went down that didn't go down in the retrieval. Like, don't try to make out with the naked alien girl that's in the box or in the coffin thing.
I can't imagine that was in the astronaut instruction manual. I feel like that's a scenario that they're like, well, this is never going to come up.
Oh, I do like
Thanks
that.
for
There's
writing that down, Steve, but we're not putting that in the book.
We're not
'cause I
doing
don't
that.
set
Yeah.
it down.
They do mention in the beginning when they give you all the they just kind of dump all this information on you that there's something special about this space journey where it's the first flight that they have gravity in. That's why they're not just floating around in the spaceship. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real, we couldn't afford
Yeah,
that.
we can't just float them the whole time. So we got them, yeah.
Because the voiceover is not even really about oh, what's happening on Earth or how far have we come in space travel. This is really giving you schematics of the ship.
Why do we look like we look right now?
I don't need this. I don't need this information. I don't need people to be like, well, you know what? I understand there's no gravity in space, but these people aren't floating around the ship the whole time. I know.
I got it.
I've seen space movies. Yeah, so as they're in there, as we said, the people in the ship, in the space shuttle, are outside, and the big, giant alien spaceship that these people are in starts to, glow blue.
Yeah.
And, an umbrella. I do like how he's like, the only way I can explain it is an umbrella. And I thought, that's a really great way to explain it.
Yeah, he's right. He's not wrong. It's very
clear as to what's
umbrella-like.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is happening, and they kind of, as you said, they take one of the bats, but they then see a big bright light that appears, and they're like, let's just head into this light. This is a great idea, where they find 3 glass cases full of naked people.
Yep.
A naked woman or a naked girl. She's pretty young. And then
she's womanly though.
No, right.
Yeah.
No question about it. I did want to say she was 18. And that astronaut was 41.
Yee.
That's a lot of, yeah. And this was her first role.
Oh.
This is the first thing she ever did as far as acting. She did modeling and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah. I watched the interview with her, and the interview was, I guess this is how it was edited. It was only 15 minutes, but it veered wildly between her saying this was a really neat production, and for the makeup, this is what they did when I'm covered in red stuff.
Oh, when she became the blood
And
alien? Yeah.
her talking about the director was a really nice guy, and he tried to make me feel as comfortable as possible. There were all these really nice things she said, and then near the end of the interview, she was like, it was very uncomfortable. I was naked, and I was very young, and it was my first job, and I couldn't really say anything to anyone. And then she looks at the camera and goes, but that's what it's like to be an actress. And I was like, yikes. Yeah.
Oh, now I'm very uncomfortable.
Right? Yeah, me too. Because I was watching that. When I see nudity in movies, I either want it to be where people are like, okay, this is art, and this is something I'm doing for my art, or for people to be like,
or you want it to be really rough
I'll
porn.
just take my clothes off. I'm
yeah.
totally
Oh,
fine
great.
with this.
Yeah.
I'll do it. You want to see all of me? I'm more than happy to do that. But after watching that interview, I was like, oh no, she just wanted.
And knowing how young she was, and that whole thing,
yeah. I didn't try and make us feel bad this early. But
yeah, I'm uncomfortable now, but I'm gonna try to wipe it off.
Okay, try.
Okay. But that's very uncomfortable.
But anyway. But anyway, whatever. So they find these people, and the one guy, let's call him the head astronaut, he's mesmerized.
Yeah.
by her.
Yeah.
And his buddies even like have to snap him out of it and be like, "Hey, are you like maybe we should do something?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "We gotta box these up and get them
Yeah.
on the shuttle,
These are
man."
coming with us. Yeah. Yeah. And and they do. They take them with them, right?
Yeah.
From what we know.
It is. It's just things like when she's in the box and one of the astronauts is like, "Wow, this people look incredible," and he's just like, "She looks perfect."
Oh yeah, they're creepy.
All right,
It is a
so-
little creepy. Yeah, yeah. But then we find out why. It's all explained. She is the image from his mind of the perfect woman. We find that out later.
Yes.
That she is a projection of what he sees because I don't want to give too much away too soon, but the life force alien, whatever they are, these creatures, he's one of them.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yeah.
The commander.
Kind of, sort of. I'm not even. There's a lot of things that happen in this movie where I'm like, I don't know, movie. I guess you might explain yourself later. Probably not.
I think they do a good job of explaining as much
Okay.
as they can. I don't know how much I'm keeping up with, but I think they explain a lot
No, that's
throughout
all
the
right.
movie about.
No, this is good. Then you can teach me.
All right, I'll do
can
my
teach
best.
me.
You're not going to listen. We talked about that
No,
already.
no,
but-
right.